Have you ever wondered what Joseph did in the famine? This story, I can't remember my Sunday school class. I think teach too much. But yes, they have a story of how Joseph handled the famine. There was no food, however, in the whole region because the famine was severe. Both Egypt and Canaan wasted away because of the famine. All the contacts stuff, filing that there was little food, like there was no food widely available besides for Joseph collected all the money that was to be found in Egypt and Canaan in payment for the grain they were buying and brought it to Pharaoh's palace. Wait, so Joseph is not giving out free food here. No, he's not. He's not giving out any free food. He's not. You have to pay for the food. There's no other way to get food. The Nile is probably gone. You still have to pay. When the money of the people of Egypt and Canaan was gone, all Egypt came to Joseph and said, "Give us food. Why should we die before your eyes? Our money is used up." Okay, now what's Joseph going to say? "Then bring your livestock," said Joseph. "I will sell you food in exchange for your livestock, since your money is gone." Okay. So, you have no money? Livestock. Joseph's not giving any of this stuff for free. Egypt is not a communist country. If it was a communist country, they wouldn't have any food to eat. Regardless. The peasants wouldn't be getting any food. Then, okay. So they brought their livestock to Joseph, and he gave them food in exchange for their horses, their sheep and their goats, their cattle and donkeys, and he brought them through that year with food in exchange for all their livestock. When that year was over, they came to him the following year and said, "We cannot hide from our Lord the fact that since our money is gone and our livestock belongs to you, there is nothing left for our Lord except our bodies and our land. Why should we perish before your eyes, we and our land as well? Buy us and our land in exchange for food, and we with our land will be in bondage to Pharaoh. Give us seed, so that we may live and not die, and that the land may not become desolate." So I guess during time of the Hyksos, there were some land buying, and pharaohs afterwards did have far more control over the land than they did before. But so Joseph bought all the land in Egypt for Pharaoh. The Egyptians, one and all, sold their fields because the famine was too severe for them. The land became Pharaoh's. And Joseph reduced the people to servitude. Sumerian Pentateuch and Septuagint, Vulgate, Masonic texts, and moved the people into the cities. Also more congregating cities. And remember, there's another dynasty that isn't part of the Hyksos dynasty, south of here, that's doing its own thing. There might be some military reasons for doing this too. From one end of Egypt to the other, so they can't just raid these villages, put them into the fortified cities. However, he did not buy the land of the priests, because they received a regular allotment from Pharaoh and had food enough from the allotment Pharaoh gave them. That is why they did not sell their land. Yeah, makes sense. Plus the aristocrats are all in on it and are doing perfectly fine. Joseph said to the people, "Now that I have bought you and your land today for Pharaoh, here is seed for you so you can plant the ground. But when the crop comes in, give a fifth of it to Pharaoh." So again, they did have some ways of watering. It's just most of their already plants were dead, and since Joseph's plan of keeping all a certain amount of food in storehouses, there was only one way for the Egyptians to get it. The other four-fifths you may keep as seed for fields and as food yourselves. And your households and your children. But see a pattern here. The Egyptians first give up money, then their livestock, and then themselves and their land. And they still have to give up stuff for salvation. Now, what if somebody like Pharaoh or Joseph just decide, you know what? Here, take all of this. I will bear all your debts. Yeah. You have saved our lives, they said. May we find favor in the eyes of our Lord. We will be in bondage to Pharaoh. So Joseph established it as law concerning the land of Egypt, still in force today, that a fifth of the produce belongs to Pharaoh. It was only the land of the priests that did not become Pharaoh's. Well, why would the pharaohs of Egypt keep this law established by the Hittites? They would freaking love it. It's like, oh wait, we get some stuff? Ooh, you know what? Maybe the Hittites were all bad. Like, ooh, that's actually kind of nice. Now the Israelites settled in Egypt, in the region of Goshen. And if you have any more Egyptian questions, go to Ancient Egypt in the Bible and Dr. James Falk. He's a Egyptologist. Yeah. They acquired property there, Egyptologist. Yeah, he is a scholar. And were faithful and increased greatly in number. Jacob lived in Egypt 17 years, and the years of his life were 147. Again, that's most likely a symbolic number. But remember the decimal theory? I can't let this one go. That would mean he would be 14. 14. Okay. Anyway, also, here's something people don't get about the life expectancy. It was brought down by a whole bunch of infant mortality. Well, if you survived childhood, you could live up to what even ages we see today. Yes, a 30-year-old wasn't considered an elderly man. That's not just a religious thing, that's just a thing that needs to stop. When the time drew near for Israel to die, that's pretty funny. Its time has come. Yeah. He called for his son, Joseph, and said to him, "If I have found favor in your eyes, put your hand under my thigh and promise that you will show me kindness and faithfulness." Do not bury me in Egypt, but when I rest with my fathers, carry me out of Egypt and bury me where they are buried. I will do so, he said. Swear to me, he said. Swear to me. Then Joseph swore to him, and Joseph worshipped, and Israel worshipped as he leaned on his staff. Or Israel bowed at the head of his bed. So then, next Saturday is going to be Joseph's two sons being adopted. The sons of a Gentile woman who was the daughter of a priest, a pagan priest, are going to be adopted into the family of Israel, grafted in. Yes. That's for today. You can go watch my other videos. One where we did Jacob coming to Egypt, Joseph, the rest of Joseph's story, Judah's big mess, all sorts of other things. We're almost done with the book of Genesis. Yeah. Anyway, go watch my other stuff. Like and subscribe if you want to. This is all for now. Tomorrow, next Saturday, there will be more. Yes.